Hi, this is Todd Christensen with MoneyFit by DRS. I so appreciate Garish for inviting me on to the Back to Basics show. Please subscribe and keep on listening. And remember, everything in life is going back to basics.
Hi, my name is Julie Wald. Thank you so much to Back to Basics for having me over. Don't forget to subscribe and to listen, and remember that everything in life is going back to basics.
Hi folks, my name is Garish Bally, the host for Back to Basics, another Back to Basics for another week. Today we're going to be talking about the value compass, and we have a guest coming up shortly. She is a little tied up, so I thought that, you know what, I think you and I should chit-chat, and that's why I'm here. You know, last week we actually went on the Podfest Expo in Orlando, and I had a greatest, marvelous time with a whole bunch of podcasters, whole bunch of vendors. It was a great event. I was thinking of not going, but someone really pulled my leg and said, you need to go. As a first-time podcaster from last year, or I should say January 2021, I thought I would be not contributing a lot of stuff, but I did. And people have given me too much of love and too much of support when we were there, when I was there. It seems like, I think the advice that I can give everybody is just go all the way and do whatever you can to make it positive, and you know, make use of it. You know, it's almost like saying, make an investment on yourself, and that's what I did. And the guests will be coming up shortly, so we will be coming up there. So if you guys have any questions, I think, I think the guest is already. I just saw her, and she's just really, really coming up right now. Okay, so today we're going to start the episode. We are going to be talking to Dr. Mandeep Rai. She's going to be talking about value compass and how did she come up with that, and why did she come up with that, and who did she make it for? I think she made it for herself, I think, right? So let's talk to her, and let's chit-chat and bring her on. I think she's an amazing person to chit-chat with, and I've talked to her many, many times. Dr. Mandeep, how are you? And thanks for coming up.
You're very welcome. I'm very well. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for coming on Back to Basics. But before we start the whole interview today, what does Back to Basic mean to you, Dr. Mandeep Rai?
Going back to what matters to you most, back to simplicity, takes all the conundrums out, takes the noise away. That's how I would describe it. I know everyone has their own definition, and you have your own definition. What's your definition?
Well, my definition is pretty much what you said, actually, right? But, you know, the thing is that some people, they think when there's a problem, what do we usually do? We just go down to basics, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, even as simple as, you know, do we put the toilet paper underneath or on the top? That's also back to basics, right? We try to understand the psychoanalysis as to which way they do it. So there are many, many different ways, Mandeep Rai, and back to basics is definitely something to the heart. I can go on and on and on as to how and why I came up with this, but you and I can take this offline for sure. But thank you again for coming on Back to Basics, for talking about your book and all that fun stuff. But let me ask you this: did you write the book and then the title came up first, or did the title come first and then the book?
I wrote the book and then the title came. I wrote the entire book first.
Okay. And so what was the thought process of that? I mean, obviously I've seen the book and I've read briefly, but what are your thoughts on that? I mean, where did this whole concept came from?
You read briefly?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough, because it is written in a vignette style such that even if you read a few chapters, you get a real gist of, you kind of are able to do a deep dive into the ones that are most important to you in just 2 or 3 pages. So it is actually a very good book that you can dip into and dip out of. So that's fair. Yeah.
No, go ahead, please.
And then you asked where the concept came from.
Yes.
I mean, this is really a lifetime journey to over 101 different countries. And whenever I speak to anyone, actually, the subtext of our conversation is always values. Values leads to your belief system, your thoughts, your emotions, and then your actions. So if you think about what's driving you all the time, it's your values. But not often do people talk about it, describe it in that way, or even have it in their language. So it was a very, it's like wanting to talk about the subconscious because you know that's so important to your consciousness, or wanting to talk about, the software that's driving the hardware, or wanting to make sure that your life is really run in the best way it can be. So
thank you again. Let me ask you a crazy question. Are you the compass or are you the magnet of your life?
The compass or the magnet? Let me see. Are you able to see me the whole entire time?
Yes.
Did I disappear for a second then?
No, you're fine.
Okay, great. Am I the compass or the magnet? Both. We're all always the compass and the magnet. Because we're always leading, directing, but yet,
So is this book considered more personal, or more leadership, or more what? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Leadership. Absolutely leadership.
And why do you think the corporate life needs to read this book and understand the compass of it? Is it because we're looking for directions? We're looking for guidance? We're looking for what? What are your thoughts on that?
Are we looking for direction and guidance? I think we are. I think we're, whether we're looking for it or not, to have some form of direction actually makes a huge difference to how you function, and how you perform, and what level you're performing at. So you can be spinning around on your, spinning around and think you don't need anything. But if someone was to give you the mission, the purpose, the clarity, the direction, you might find that your energy is better utilized.
Yeah, thank you again. You and I talked offline numerous times, and we connected. I don't know how we connected. I think we connected through LinkedIn. But let me ask you this. You told me that this was a life journey when this book was made, right?
Yes.
What was the thought process as you were trying to drive this? I mean, what was the end result? I guess the end result is a book, but the end result is satisfaction of what?
The end result is wanting to make sure that people are truly inspired to live their fullest potential. Honestly, it's a very outlandish claim, but one that if we're all looking for some form of fulfillment, happiness, peace, then I believe that does come from those values, which are also peace, happiness, compassion, etc. So if we don't put any, so to frame it in that way brings you closer to what's actually going to give you those elements in your life.
Yeah, thank you again for that. Let me ask you this: who is Dr. Mandeep Rai, and you're a doctor of who and what? So can we explain that to everyone, if you don't mind?
Yes, so it's Mandeep. Sorry, I think I heard Manmeet a few times.
So. No, okay.
I mean, that can be answered in so many different ways, but essentially, right now, I am a speck on the planet, just like you, who is through her values trying to be as true to herself, so and at least culminate all these other, like all the wisdom from around the world and all these other specks of light into a business leadership book that will allow you to shine at your brightest. So if I was to describe myself through my purpose or my mission, or what has led me to this book, it would be that, this book is not me. It's many, 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 many thousands of voices. And it came through me, but it's not of me. It's not me.
Yeah. But I get that. I get that. Believe me. Thank you again for that. And I think a couple of months back, I think you were in New Jersey, New York area. I wish we would have met. I guess the timing was a little off between both of us. But hopefully, when you do come back, please do look up Back to Basics. I would love. It would be my honor to go and meet you in person to get to know you a lot better. I mean, even though that I know you a lot now. So thank you again for that. Are there several people that you interviewed in order to make this book, or did you observe other people when it comes to this book?
There have been so many interviews that have gone into this book, from prime ministers and presidents to artists, designers, experts in their field, you name it. Like thousands of interviews have gone into this, but also many, many, many observations. Imagine it's a journey across 101 different countries.
That's
and so it literally takes you throughout. And then it also enables you to see kind of the gift of each and every place.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Dr. Mandeep. And you are a great person. I've talked to you many, many times, and we're going to keep on going, aren't we? I think you and I are becoming great friends offline, and you are doing an awesome job when it comes to this book. Do you have any last words or any last comments to all my Back to Basic friends of ours, online and listening mode?
That may the aim of this book is to be a tool, basically, to help you figure out what really makes you tick, that when you get closer to certain values, like it takes you through 101 different things. You could be moved by excellence. You could be moved by winning. You could be moved by adventure or freedom or relationships and communication or service and contribution. Whatever it is that really has you be like 250% of yourself, or so a much better version of yourself. That's what we want to get closer into and really hone into. And so this book is a tool, a compass, literally, to get you there. And it does so quite quickly. And so it helps you figure out what it is that really moves you or matters to you most. And then how to have it so that your legacy, so that your life, so that minute by minute that you're spending is closer and closer to what matters to you most and the values that you really care for. And then you find that your belief system, less your belief system, more your actions, your deeds, how you spend your time is going closer and closer to the legacy you really want to leave. And that eulogy that will be said about you one day will be written in a way that is aligned to who you were and how you wish to be seen, and how you wish to present yourself.
Yeah, thank you again. And I've actually started a new segment on Back to Basics. Let me ask you this. The segment is that, besides your book, do you recommend any other book that you're reading now that maybe other people want to read too at the same time? Do you have any book that you want to recommend?
There are so many. The one right next to me right now, I'll take. The travel book.
The travel book, okay.
Yeah, because it literally, we're just coming out of the pandemic. May all your senses be blown. May you live in a way that you're truly alive, and whatever comfort zone you were in during the pandemic, may that be shifted and shaken so that you can feel what it is to be back in the world again, and back with people, and back in different communities, and just to unleash your spirit.
Yeah. Thank you again, Dr. Rai, for coming here and making this joyful for me and everyone else, whoever is listening here. So thank you again for coming on the show.
You're very welcome. It's a business leadership book that, although it's important for business leaders, it's actually important for all of us. We're all leaders in our lives.
That's right.
And so you can find it on all platforms, obviously Amazon, but also your nearest bookstore. I would say it's such an easy read, as you say, dipped into it. It's something that you don't have to spend hours and hours to get the true essence of. So it takes you to a fantastic journey outside, but more importantly, to a journey inside.
Yeah. Thank you again for coming on the show, and we'll keep in touch even offline. So thank you again for coming on the show.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, guys, we spoke with Dr. Mandeep Rai, and we talked about her compass book, right? We talked about the value compass. Now, as usual, as always, there is a quote of the day from Back to Basics, and hopefully my guest will like that quote. And the quote is, "A good leader has a compass in their head. A magnet is in their heart." Now, guys, as usual, as always, what do we always say at the end of the episode? Everything in life goes back to basics, and that's what we did today, guys. Guys, take care. God bless. Keep on commenting on all my episodes because it does make me stronger day by day, week by week, because Back to Basics does release episodes every day. And the three things, including this episode, makes it successful, which is the content, the guest, and definitely the host. Guys, take care. God bless. Keep on commenting, and see you next week on Back to Basics. Guys, whoever is listening online, please give me a high five. Please give me all the shouts and the support to Back to Basics. We will be live again with many, many different things happening. Please do follow me on Instagram and everything else on LinkedIn, because we will be going crazy before the season ends. So, guys, take care. God bless, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.